In this video, we will discuss Akira Toriyama's original vision for Oob, how he was introduced into Dragon Ball Z, and why his role was diminished in Dragon Ball Super and GT. So buckle up because we're going to look at what Dragon Ball might have been if Oob had been given the spotlight he deserved. Oob's introduction at the end of Dragon Ball Z was no accident. According to Akira Toriyama, the character was created to represent the full circle moment of Goku's journey. He was the reincarnation of the very villain that gave Goku his hardest fight, Kid Buu.
Alright, Boo. Now make this one number 4. I don't care about the rest of them.
Okay.
What? No way! That can't be him! He's a kid!
He's been waiting a long time for this. Don't be deceived by his appearance. He's the one, all right.
How could you possibly know that? I don't understand.
Well, it's strange, but right before I destroyed the evil final form of Boo, I made a request. I asked him to come back as a good person so we could fight together.
Toriyama wanted to bring the new generation of fighters into the fold, and Oob was his chosen successor to carry the Earth's legacy. In interviews, Toriyama mentioned that Oob was meant to be a humble character, a young boy from a poor village who didn't know the immense power he had inside of him. Toriyama envisioned Oob as a representation of purity, someone who could grow into a hero like Goku, but with a far more human backstory. Here's a quote from Akira Toriyama. Oob was a way to show the limitless potential of humans. He was just a normal boy, but he had the strength of one of the universe's most dangerous beings locked away inside of him. However, despite that grand introduction, Oob's story never fully unfolded. When Dragon Ball GT arrived, fans were pretty eager to see Oob in action. After all, he had trained under Goku, and by the time GT starts, Oob should have been one of the strongest fighters on Earth. Toriyama wasn't heavily involved in making of GT, and this might explain why Oob's role feels more underwhelming. While Oob did get some screen time, like fusing with Majin Buu to become Maj Oob, Toriyama himself commented on GT saying that while he was happy to see his characters continue, he didn't have the same control over the direction of the story. Oob, who should have been positioned as the new hero of Earth, was instead relegated to the sidelines. Here's a quote from Akira Toriyama. "I wasn't involved in the day-to-day production of GT, so it became its own thing. Some characters like Oob didn't get the development they might have if I had been writing." One of the most intriguing aspects of Oob's character is the potential that was never realized. In the early drafts, there were ideas to make Oob the central figure in a new generation of fighters, essentially taking over Goku's role as Earth's defender. Toriyama envisioned Oob becoming even stronger than Goku and tapping into some powers that would even rival some gods. There were discussions within the creative team about Oob playing a larger role in a new saga that would focus on more grounded human conflicts instead of cosmic battles. However, with the rise of Dragon Ball Super and the introduction of god-tier characters like Beerus and Whis, Oob was left out of the picture. Here's some speculation. If these original ideas had come to fruition, would we have the same Dragon Ball universe? Oob, with his human roots and moral compass, could have led Earth's heroes in a new direction, grounded in the struggles of human potential versus divine power. Let's talk about power scaling. Oob is the reincarnation of Kid Buu, one of the most fearsome and destructive beings in the universe. So theoretically, Oob's power potential is off the chart, but combined with Goku's training, he should have been able to reach heights even that of Goku and Vegeta would have struggled to achieve. In fact, Toriyama has hinted in interviews that Oob's power could eventually surpass Goku's, especially if he learned to fully harness the abilities of Kid Buu. Fans have been often speculating that Oob could have unlocked transformations, maybe even similar to Super Saiyan levels, but grounded in human potential rather than Saiyan biology. Here's a quote from Akira Toriyama. "I always thought Oob had great potential, especially as a human who could tap into something so destructive and powerful. His story was always meant to explore what it means for someone without Saiyan blood to reach the same heights as Goku. Oob could have been a key player in some of the biggest battles, especially the Tournament of Power. Imagine Oob fighting alongside Goku and Vegeta, unlocking new abilities and even challenging the gods themselves. His grounded human perspective could have brought a fresh dynamic to the power struggles between mortals and divine beings and Super. And what the future holds for Oob now that the man behind the Dragon Ball universe, Akira Toriyama, is no longer with us. Toriyama's death leaves behind a legacy of untold stories, and Oob is perhaps one of the most significant. Without the man who gave him life, Oob's future in the Dragon Ball universe is uncertain, but there is hope that the team will respect Toriyama's original vision and finally give Oob the development he deserved. Toriyama's vision for Oob was always about potential, about showing that even a human, a humble human, could rise to greatness. Without Toriyama, we may never see the vision fully realized. Oob's story might remain unfinished, much like many other characters who never reached their full potential under Toriyama's guidance. But as fans, we can still hope that Oob's character will one day be given the spotlight he deserves. Perhaps future creators will pick up the threads that Toriyama left behind, and Oob will finally become the hero he was always meant to be. Let me know in the comments down below. Do you think Oob will ever have his moment in the spotlight? Or was his destiny always tied to Toriyama's vision? Don't forget to like and subscribe for more Dragon Ball discussions. It helps the channel to grow and be able to get into the algorithm. But until next time, keep training and stay legendary.